I'm sure Loru also wants to play Tempest Rising. I don't know what that is. Tempest Rising. Is this an RTS? You need to link me these sooner.
As soon as I fired up the Tempest Rising demo for the first time, I got a good feeling. Watching the opening cinematic, which set the tone with cheesy dialogue from bulky armored soldiers and a reedy scientist, I couldn't help but smile. Music, UI design, and units seemed tailor-made to take me back to high school, when I'd stay up late playing Command & Conquer with my friends, hopped up on Mountain Dew, taco-flavored Pringles, and sleep deprivation. Recapturing the feeling through a new game in the modern era is a blast.
Chat, don't do this to me. The first video game I ever played, Command and Conquer Tiberian Sun. I still listen to the soundtrack to this day. To this day. Valves, bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum. Y'all can, the moment you start doing the beat, y'all start going, and everyone starts, to this day, everyone starts going, dude. Don't get me started on Red Alert 2. Okay, don't even get me started, brother. The vibes are on, chat. The vibes are on. I hate new RTSs. I hate them. Because, and Generals, Generals. Remember Generals, chat? Generals was great. Okay, great. Cue the Hell March song. The best soundtrack, Red Alert 2 and Yuri's Revenge. Okay, Brain Freeze, the little giggle at the end, like, oh man, don't. I have Command and Conquer Remastered. I bought it because I was like, yo, they got back Frank Klepacki, or however the heck you say his name, Klepacki, the man himself. The best. Okay, so see, we're friends, chat. This is why we vibe. Total Annihilation's so good too, right? Maybe we'll check this out and we'll see if it's good, chat. What do you think? What do you think?
And I'm excited to see what else the developers at Slipgate Ironworks have in store at launch and beyond.
Good studio.
Whether I was jumping into skirmish to play against bots with clever AI, or ranked multiplayer, playing Tempest Rising feels as comfortable as putting on my well-worn baseball glove.
Show me. Convince me, Brian. Convince me.
My initial reaction is no accident either. The developers told me they set out to create a nostalgic real-time strategy game that evoked the classics of the 90s and 2000s.
Wait, am I watching IGN again? This is AI. Yep. Chat, we're gonna look at this, but I can tell this is AI voiceover.
With quality of life improvements expected of modern games.
Okay.
Set in 1997, Tempest Rising takes place in an alternate history in which the Cuban Missile Crisis exploded into World War III. In the wake of
Klepacki did the soundtrack for this game. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Widespread nuclear bombardment, strange flowering vines started to grow. These plants contain vast amounts of electrical energy, ushering in a new era of power for those prepared to withstand the fallout to harvest them.
A group calling themselves a Tempest Dynasty have claimed responsibility for...
Since the build I played was focused exclusively on multiplayer, I'll have to wait to see what story mode will bring. But it will feature 2 replayable 11-mission campaigns, one for each of the main factions available in the preview. The Tempest Dynasty is an alliance of Eastern European and Asian countries who were the most devastated by World War III. The Global Defense Forces, on the other hand, are an alliance between the United States, Canada, and Western Europe. There is a third faction, but we'll have to wait to learn more until the campaign is available, as they aren't playable in the preview build, the Steam RTS Fest demo, or at launch.
All right, so first thing, this is not out yet. Can I play it? Add to library, pre-purchase. Don't pre-order games. Do not pre-order games. I will check this out for you and make guides on it, and then you will see if you like it. I'll make honest reviews. Chat, you know that I have played a lot of Command & Conquer 3, if you can't tell, 180 hours, okay? I loved Command & Conquer 3, actually. I loved the multiplayer. Kane's Wrath, a lot of fun. I do the Black Flame. When I summon the Redeemer in Command & Conquer 3, and there's a map-wide note that says the Redeemer has risen. I just, feels good, Chan. Feels good. I'll pre-order it. I'll check it out for y'all.
I think it was good for the Tempest, or maybe the other way around.
Of the two factions, the Tempest Dynasty called out to me, not just because they can create an incredibly silly death ball vehicle called the Tempest Sphere, which rolls over enemy infantry, squishing them into a fine paste. The Dynasty also has access to something called plans, which are used to activate faction-wide bonuses of 3 specific kinds. Your construction.
I'm looking at the UI. We see the repair, sell, turn off power. Basic. Makes sense. We see money. We see population. I see. Let me zoom in here so y'all can see stuff. Population. We see timing. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's for the mission. Buildings, defenses, infantry, vehicles, aerial. Okay. Cool. Cool. Looks good. Infantry thing. We got our. This literally looks like actually straight out of Command and Conquer with that command center. Actually, with that construction yard. Then you've got like ZXC. I think this is like waypoints. Interesting. And here's the shoot, guard. Maybe this is like attack it, guard it, and like whatever that is. I'm not sure. And then you have groups. It looks like you can actually assign like you can see what your combat groups are. I like that because that's how I did all this all the time. This is a new game called Tempest Rising. I've never seen this before.
Construction yard, the main building everyone starts with, can activate 1 plan at a time. All you need is a little extra power generation, and apart from the 30-second cooldown for switching plans, you're good to go.
Construction complete.
The logistics plan.
They knew. They know what they're doing. Construction complete. I love the Tesla Trooper. That's what I remember the most. You know, like, connection here. I will go to there. Or no, how about the Yuri unit from Yuri's Revenge? You will move me there. You know, like the mind is quicker than the eye. I remember all this stuff, dude, back in the day. So good. So good.
Plan let me build new structures faster and harvest resources more quickly. Mobile resource harvesters move more quickly too. The Marshall plan boosted the attack speed of my units and gave them resistance to rockets and other explosives.
Upgrades, basic.
As well as giving machinist units the ability to drain their own health to gain 50% additional attack speed. Cool. Finally, the security plan cut the cost of making units and buildings, improved the repair function certain units have, and expanded radar vision. I found a fun rhythm by alternating between economy boosting phases where I would gather.
I gotta tell you, this guy's listing out upgrades. I'm not hearing a damn thing because I'm just looking at the like flow of the battle. We've got like some kind of buff for the infantry here. This death ball thing is weird, but I like it. You know, the seas we're on, yeah, for sure. I did not play Age of Darkness, no. Lead game designer on Tempest is Brandon Castile. Dude's an RTS genius. I'm in, dude. I played Grey Goo back in the day. It was pretty good. I liked the Goo faction. Played like Zerg. I played Zerg in StarCraft, chat. And what was the other game that I played? Generals. I liked GLA. I liked that kind of run and gun style combat. That was my favorite. It was a good, great time.
They're more
quad gun
resources with a logistics plan, then sped up building phases under the security plan, and finally going on the offensive with the enhanced combat potential of the Marshall plan.
Best.
This sort of flexibility extends.
My favorite unit in Command & Conquer 3, Kane's Wrath, is the, not the stealth tank. No, the stealth tank. Yeah. Because you would click it. You would click the unit, and in this like really sly voice, it would be like, they have no idea. And I was just like, ooh, it was so much fun, dude.
It's to other aspects of the Dynasty as well.
What is this?
Instead of having to establish a base with a refinery to harvest nearby fields of Tempest like the GDF does, the Tempest Dynasty builds Tempest rigs, vehicles which drive to a resource-rich area and harvest until the field is depleted. Then they're free to pack up and go somewhere else. Because of this, my favorite fast expand RTS strategy is easier than ever, particularly because it doesn't matter how far away from my base these self-contained units go. In fact, sending a few Tempest rigs to faraway places was a great way to let them harvest in.
The Tempest rigs are like the slave miners from Yuri's Revenge, where you would... Those games were not politically correct, okay? Just straight up, absolutely crazy. You know, this is...
Peace, generating reliable cash for me without being discovered by my opponents.
I like that. I love the animations.
The Dynasty also has a fun unit called the Salvage Van, which repairs nearby vehicles. It can, however, also be converted into salvage mode, which destroys nearby vehicles no matter who they belong to, giving resources back.
Oh my god, this side is literally Yuri. You can make a grinder and just throw stuff into it. One of my favorite strats playing Yuri, and I played Yuri, was I would boomer sub your back line to make sure that you're like dealing with my subs. On the front line, I'm mind controlling your crap and just throwing them into the grinders, and I get money.
To the salvaging player.
I was that guy.
I love sneaking up on opponents who aren't paying attention, parking a salvage truck next to their vehicles and destroying them to both deplete their army and claim those resources for myself.
Yes, sir.
Captured.
Finally, power plants created by the Dynasty can switch from power generation to distribution mode, which speeds up the construction and attack speed of nearby buildings. Yeah,
See, that's what I'm talking about, because the new RTSs, they need more than just the basic stuff. And that kind of thing, that's really cool. Because power plants are this like annoying thing. You have to make more power plants. Oh, well. But now it's like the situationalness of where you place the power plant. It makes it more deep. Very interesting. I'm glad y'all like that. So you guys going to gate camp or keep the gates? I don't know what we're going to do. We're just going to go see what's up, Nod.
Some upgraded Tempest Dynasty buildings have cannons. It's awesome. Now that sped up construction and attack speed comes at the cost of taking damage while the mode is active. Thankfully, the mode will stop affecting buildings at critical health, so I didn't need to worry about destroying my own base for the speed boost.
That's pretty cool. Got a turret on it.
And while I do prefer the Tempest Dynasty, the GDF certainly has its allure too. They focus more on buffing allies, debuffing enemies, and exercising control over the battlefield.
Sick.
My favorite synergy between GDF units revolves around the marking mechanic. Certain vehicles and infantry can mark the enemies they target. Marked enemies drop intel when defeated, which is a currency used for creating advanced units and structures. But if you invest in certain doctrine upgrades, think Tempest Rising's version of tech trees, marked enemies will get various debuffs, including dealing less damage, taking more damage, and even increasing the range of certain units who attack them.
Yo, that's sick. Talent trees in the game that are customizable based on what you're fighting. So it's not just because in StarCraft, it's like, okay, they're building that unit. I've scouted it out. I build this unit. Not really. StarCraft is one of the best RTS ever made. Yet no one's like debating that.
You must construct additional pylons. But
we could do that song, chat. We totally could. This is really cool because it makes it so that it's not just about rock, paper, scissors with your units. You commit to a certain path, and then regardless of what they make, your path is already set. I assume these are, I mean, maybe you can refund these, but that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Each faction has 3 tech trees to explore, which is where you'll decide which part of your faction you'll lean into.
A lot of units.
Like the GDF marking an intel tree, the Dynasty has a tree which boosts the effectiveness of their plans, and that's just the start. In addition to fun tech trees, there are cooldown abilities enabled by constructing specific advanced buildings. They cost money to activate, and each has its own cooldown, but these abilities are powerful ways to swing the tide of battle while adding flavor to the type of strategy each faction excels at. While both factions have abilities which deal...
I like that idea because in Kane's Wrath, Command & Conquer 3, you would have these things where you would build a tech, you would tech up, right? Which would give you access to more units and more powerful upgrades. But it would also give you these clickables, these like powers that are on the side of the screen here, whatever, that they would cost raw money. And they would be like summon a bomber or EMP an area or cloak your units, you know, because I used the nod side, or like upgrade units power, you know, like give them more medals, whatever the heck. And it cost money, but it was, again, kind of one-dimensional. It was like, I make a thing, I do a thing. It was very, when I say one-dimensional, I mean A, B, C, D. It was just like inline. This looks like, we'll have to see how it feels, that you go down a certain like talent tree path plan to upgrade certain units, but then you also have to pivot on what the enemy is doing, right? Which means you have to understand what they're doing, right? So we'll see.
Deal damage in an area or spawn extra troops, the GDF can also create spy drones, spawn beacons to allow building in remote locations, and even stop enemy vehicles from being able to attack for 12 seconds.
Wow.
Because the Dynasty has fewer buildings, with each basic building capable of being upgraded into the advanced version, losing a structure to an enemy engineer can be rough. To counter that, the Dynasty has a special ability called Lockdown, which prevents enemy takeovers, but simultaneously stops the building from taking any action. The Field Infirmary was the ability I got the most use out of.
That's cool.
Which let me drop a stationary troop healing area anywhere on the map. This ability is a great complement to the Dynasty, which already has both special infantry units and vehicles to repair mechanized allies.
Very interesting. This ball is weird.
There's more to dig into, and I can't wait to do it, particularly because the launch version will let me jump into custom lobbies with friends, team up against the very clever AI bots, which used impressive hit and run and harrying tactics on me during skirmishes. But until then, I'll have to settle for fighting alone, squishing my bot enemies with swarms of death balls.
Death balls for sure. This is wild. I can't believe this is real. 2025. Death balls.
For more on the latest strategy games, don't miss.
Cool. We'll link this video in the description for you. We'll see about it. RTSs are a passion of mine. I'd like to check out this game. It'd be the first RTS we've ever covered on the channel. I grew up with these. But I'll be honest with you, RTSs in recent memories, real-time strategy games, have really fallen off. They've not been very great, and they've not really gotten a big scene. They might be a dying genre. I'd like to answer that question for myself and for you if some of the new games coming out are good. Let's check out Tempest Rising. So if you want more stuff like this, make sure you sub, like the video. My editors are going to see how much attention this video gets, okay? We'll see about it, and we'll see you in the next video, y'all. Thanks very much.